single thought inside my head. Alright, so you know that scene in Fast and the Furious when they go to, what is it, Racer's Edge? And they order one of everything at the store? That's what we just did at JDM Express. And I probably shouldn't have let Robert pick whatever he wants because he ended up buying one of everything. And now we have titanium bolts for every part on the car. So now we're gonna be eating ramen noodles every day. We actually can't afford to eat. So here we are, but we got new slicks. Mine aren't terrible, but they still need to be replaced. I mean, might as well since it's the start of the season and we have a new build. But let's see what we got from the store. I'm gonna go get the rest. This is gonna be a long day because it's noon and we just started. Gotta put the whole car together today. So new piping for the intake side. We got a new transmission, bearing, and seal kit since we're replacing to the billet casing. Got that from IPG. I always had that in stock, so if you ever need that. These are the bolts that Robert insisted that we needed to make the car look beautiful. Love that. Got a new gasket for the Garrett turbo that we're going to be running. Yeah, this is not.
Oh, that's for the intake. That's for the new wastegate or a new blow-off valve we're going to run.
So we're going to be using one of my old blow-off valves for my 240 setup since we're running an eBay blow-off valve. We're just going to weld this on and replace it with that. Had to buy, this is like the third one of these battery plugs that we have to buy to charge the car. I don't know why they keep going bad, but hopefully now we'll be able to eliminate that issue. All the spark plugs for the dyno, the startup, tuning the car, everything. Just need a lot of spark plugs. Probably not even going to be the spark plugs that we use whenever we even get to the track. And these have a bunch of various fittings for the new brake setup that we did from the brake booster delete, which is that master cylinder from Willwood, to the new calipers. We need like all these little junctions.
Yeah, we still need hoses.
Huh?
We still need hoses.
Yeah. All right. That's what we got so far. That was a lot of money. So I actually picked up this engine on Easter Sunday. I ended up working that day because I needed money, obviously. I have no more money left. And Monday I kind of was lazy all day because I didn't sleep at all. So here we are. This is my beautiful new motor. All new setup. Ended up going all out with the motor just because everything was available. I did a 81.5mm pistons. I had 81 before. Now we have turbo tough rods in here. Got them used. It was a good deal. Might as well just upgrade them. The head is the same head that I had before, the JBRE head. And then I have, instead of Super Tech, I'm running for this time, just to minimize the damage of if I do go do a 1-2-1 again, it won't drop a valve like the Super Tech did. For just the way to go. Minimize the damage, not saying there's not going to be damage, but it'll minimize it and not do a complete destruction like my old motor was. Nothing was salvageable for my old motor. Nothing, not even the crank. Ended up doing the billet cams because the cast cams, brand new from the website, ended up being the same price as getting billet, and the billet you never have to replace. So just a smart move just to do the billet cams. Found a good deal on them. We're just gonna rock with it. What else did we change on here? Oh, we have the new ATI dampener. Before I think I was running a stock dampener. The old one could have went bad, so we just replaced it with the ATI dampener just to be safe. We're gonna start by swapping the studs over from my old motor onto the new motor. I had titanium studs on before whenever I rebuilt the motor about 1.5 years ago. So that's first thing. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna move on to putting the flywheel and clutch. So let's get started. So before, I used to have a JBR head before. So whenever I blew that motor, it really hurt me a lot. Going in. There we go. Brother, ew! Lose this hole. Oh, suspicious.
Is it? Really easy?
See how it just kind of like sets in there already? Like that. It's kind of at an angle down.
You're stripping.
I gotta put my other gasket on.
Well, whenever you do that, then you put the gasket on.
Wait, oh, I put it on here?
The rest?
So this is the fan switch. Gonna take this off, put it on the new motor. Water temp sensor as well. And this is the VTEC block off plate. I am running VTEC killers. I'm not sure if anybody calls that anymore, but I don't run any VTEC. How do you feel about our time schedule right now? Are we on track on time? How many more hours of daylight do we have? We do? We need some new Teflon. Take the old stuff off. Robert's putting together the transmission, and I was gonna put the clutch and flywheel on the motor, but whenever I opened up my clutch, I found a giant piece missing from the disc. And that's very unfortunate because now we can't put the transmission on the motor and put the motor and everything in like we planned today. So now that makes us 2 days behind, so it's really quite terrifying. Everything's like being pushed last minute, and this is part of the game. Usually nothing ever works out in your favor, and you're just used to like something always going wrong, and it's normal, but it definitely puts a lot of stress on you. Thankfully, I work nights. So we're gonna see if we can try to overnight a clutch here. Maybe we'll come here tomorrow. If not, what is tomorrow? Wednesday? I gotta work. So maybe come here Thursday. I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. And obviously I have to put this in so that you guys can see.
The harness guy's waiting on us.
And the guy that made my harness is waiting on us. So is he gonna come during the week? Yeah. Okay, so he'll come as soon as everything's inside the car. We gotta go back to JDM Express, the place that I just spent all my money at. But we're going back to JDM Express to get the brake lines, okay? While we're waiting for the clutch. The clutch that I'm getting is a twin disc. It's the most expensive one. It's probably gonna be a Clutch Masters, right? And we're gonna wait till Thursday to get that, but in the meantime we're gonna finish the brakes and see what other pieces that we can put on the car and get everything sped up as fast as possible so we're not behind anymore. I've never done Teflon before. Never even knew it existed until I met Robert. And apparently whenever you wrap it on, you have to thread it backwards. So whenever you screw it in, it's tightening instead of coming loose.
Like you just have to like make sure like the Teflon itself is going. It's on the right
opposite
way.
way. So when it screws on, okay.
Because if you put it, if you don't do it right, when you screw it, you want to thread the Teflon off of it.
Yeah. Alright, so this screws in this way.
Just put it on top. So put it on top. So this screws in like that, normal. So it goes like this. Yep. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So it goes like that. So you want to put that on top. No. There you go.
Okay. And just like around one time?
Like 1 or 2 times.
Water temp, sensor, and my fan switch. Okay. This is what chaos looks like. These are the type of conditions that we have to work in. Just in case you guys wanted to see the struggle. I promise you, you can build a car in your garage too. It's just a lot harder, you know? But it can be done. Don't give up. So the only thing that we actually didn't buy new, which was the clutch, ended up being bad. So 2 days later, I overnighted a new clutch, and I didn't really think about it. I could have just replaced one of these clutch discs instead of overnighting a brand new clutch. Bad decision making whenever you're being rushed and trying to make an event. Always think about your available resources. I didn't think about it that day, but we got a brand new clutch. We're gonna put it in. I went with the clutch masters just because my tuner told me to do that, and hopefully it lasts a lot longer. And I don't know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the competition clutch. It lasted a long time for me. I had it before I even bought the car. It's been in there, so it probably has like how many passes on it? Hundreds. Yeah, this clutch probably lasted like 100 passes on it. So I'm sure this one's gonna hold up. They look pretty much so similar to me. I'm about to take apart this one and see what it looks like, but I don't think it really matters. Another reason why we lost all of Wednesday was because whenever we went to put the PPG in the billet Speed Factory case, the transmission didn't fit like it fit in my stock casing. So we had to shim it differently, and we didn't have like all the right shims available to us. So we hit up Miggy. Miggy helped us out with some shims and some good advice on how to get the transmission to fit in there. Obviously, Domi Built helped me a lot with the transmission as well. Couldn't have done it without the help of both of them, so I'm super thankful for that. Somebody find me a 19? Maybe.
19?
Like, how are these supposed to screw in when it's inset inside there? It's a little socket that has a thin wall and a 12 point. Come on.
You only have this much lip.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait.
I put the clutch on before putting the clutch alignment tool in there, so everything that I did, I had to take it back off and redo it, and then put the alignment tool, put everything back on and tighten it down.
Cuidado.
Man, oh man. It's a peanut. Spring, $500. Fork, $7 million.
That was $500 for real?
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
I'm just kidding. I don't know, I haven't
I was
checked the
about to
invoice.
say. That's probably like what, $60?
It goes like that, right? Here I'm just finishing putting the brake lights on that we got the day before, while they're putting the transmission installed on the motor, so that whenever we put the motor in, everything's just in place already. It's just easier to put everything in all together. I wanted to do the hardline brake lines, but we ended up doing these instead. It looks clean, but I'm going to need to find clips that I can clip into the firewall that will allow to keep the lines in place, and it'll be much more pretty and tidy inside the engine bay with the clips afterwards.
Keep doing that. Do not push it in. Hold on. Yeah, take the gun.
I have room.
You do?
Yeah.
There you go.
And then push it in.
Yeah, you can push it in if it's on.
Yeah, because we're about to get a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Do we have room?
Yeah. Take
that.
How much space do we have?
You got like a couple inches still left.
you can push it in a little bit.
We're just. I think we are good.
Actually, yeah, you do.
Yeah, good right there. But I'll just go up a little top. We're good.
Stay right there. Just hold it.
We were back and forth with how to put the engine inside the car, if we should mount some of the engine mounts first, which engine mount would you mount first, which one would you leave off to put on at the end, and we haven't come up with a routine yet, so maybe if you guys have any comments or like guidelines that you could, like tips that you can give us on to how to put it in better, maybe something easier that you guys have learned over time. We ended up putting it in with just the driver's side mount on first, and then doing the passenger and rear mounts on last. And we ended up scratching the new engine bay on the left side of the car on the passenger side. Just a little bit. I don't think if it's too noticeable, maybe I could touch it up and fix it, but that's pretty much what happened through this whole process. So I ended up having to get ready for work and leave for work that night. So I ended up letting them finish putting the rest of the mounts on. They ended up putting the axles and brake calipers and everything to make the car roll, so that the following morning I hit up my friend Peter. He does iBoost fabrications. We brought him the exhaust manifold to put the new EGTs on, and I needed him to weld my shifter linkage for the new G-force shifter to put in, make sure that was good. He ended up doing a whole slew of other things for me. He did a lot of work and over the weekend, Friday and Saturday. Saturday we spent all day with him trying to get the seat positioning right, the Haltech mounting plate right. So stay tuned for next week. I'm going to show you guys everything that we did during the weekend and when we got it back, and then the whole update process. So subscribe, hit that like button for me. Put in a lot of hard work over this week, so stay tuned, guys.